Welcome back to our online class. Once again, I welcome you all in our social science online classes. Today, we are going to discuss our second chapter of class 10th in our social science book, that is federalism. Federalism is the part of the political science book. In this chapter, we are going to discuss its definition and main characteristics. As you have discussed in chapter 1, that power sharing is the key feature of any democratic nation. In power sharing, if we see, one of the characteristic of power sharing is the sharing of power between different levels, organs, political parties, religious groups, movements and pressure groups. Here, federalism is also one of the part of the power sharing. It is possible only in a democratic nation. Let's discuss its definition. In simple words, federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the nation. If we understand this federalism in simple terms, we can say that when power is divided between different levels of the government, for example, center, state, and local. To understand this definition more clearly, we can read this that federalism has two or more than two levels of the government. One is the government for the entire country or for the national interests, and the other is for the states. Meanwhile, in this type of government, you can say that center, state and local government are generally found. India is the best example of the federalism because in India we have central government, state government and local governments. Center is considered as the powerful, whereas states and local governments, they are also given different powers. Now coming to another form of the government, that is the unitary form of the government. In a unitary government, either there is only one level of the government or subunits are subordinate to the central government. We had seen in Sri Lanka, that there is only unitary government and one level of the government is there. Central government can pass an order to all the states or all the local governments in that country. Key features of the federalism. Let's see the characteristics and key features. So, the key feature of federalism is that there are two or more than two levels of the government. Example, central government, state government and local government. In this type of government, we have three different layers of the government: center, state and local. Now coming to first point of this federalism, among the key features, first is different tiers of the government govern the same citizens, but each tier or level has its own jurisdiction in matters of legislature, taxation and administration. Here we can understand very easily that if we take an example of our country, that our country has the federal government, so each tier or each level, for example center and state, has its own jurisdiction. Jurisdiction means specific rights. In the matters of legislature, means they can make their laws, just like for the center we have parliament, and for states we have state legislative assemblies, state legislative councils. Taxation, we can see The example that central government is collecting income tax, whereas state governments are having different taxes, and local government is also having taxation system just like chulha tax, etc. And the administration is also different in each level. We can see the example that in central government we have central ministry, and state government we have state government including chief minister and other MLAs. The second point of key feature, the jurisdiction of the respective level or tiers of the government are specified in constitution. It is constitutionally granted or guaranteed. Here it refers that the jurisdiction means the powers of each level is specified in the constitution. Nothing is verbal. Each and every power of the center and state government is given in constitution very clearly. The third feature of this federal government is the fundamental provisions of the constitution can't be changed by one level of the government. As we can see in our country that the fundamental rights, duties or the basic structure of the constitution that can't be changed by one level of the government. It requires consent of both the levels of the government. Means it requires the consent of the center as well as the state government. Number 4, courts have the power to interpret the constitution. In federal government, courts are having power to interpret and explain the powers of the government and the power of the different level of the government. The highest court that acts as an umpire in case of any dispute between two levels of the government. Here we can say that in case of any dispute between two state governments or local government, in case of any dispute, that dispute of state governments can be solved by the highest court, as we have Supreme Court in our country, so that can be solved. Fifth, sources of revenue for each level of the government are clearly specified to ensure financial autonomy. Here it refers that in each level of the government, sources of the revenue means source of income for the level that is clearly specified in the constitution to ensure the financial autonomy of that center, state and local government. Sixth, it has two dual objectives. First, to safeguard and promote the unity of the country, and the second is accommodate regional diversity. Accommodate regional diversity, here it refers that in people means where there are different religions, different castes, this federal government will accommodate all of them so that they can live happily and prosperous life. To safeguard and promote the unity of the country, it gives different powers to different levels of the government, as when we divide the power among judiciary, legislature, executive, and when we give power to center and state, so states and local government, they can safeguard the rights of their citizens on the basis of their religion, caste, creed, etc. Now let's discuss the types of the government in federalism. In federalism, there are generally two types of the government. Number 1, coming together federation government, and the second one is holding together federation government. Let's discuss these two governments one by one. First is the coming together federalism or federation government. In this type of government, independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. As we have seen in America, there are different states and all the states are powerful. This type of government is in America, Switzerland, and Australia. All the constituent states usually have equal power.